Hello, and welcome to the nerdier end of rum fandom. So I've talked about Port Mourant before. In particular, I've reviewed this bottling from 2003 by Cadenhead. This was a 14-year-old. I liked it. I gave it 85 plus. And then Jose from Reddit and New York sent me this little sample to try, and that's what I'm reviewing today. So we're gonna do this as quickly as I possibly can. I've made a lot of long videos. Let's see if I can keep this one a little bit shorter and more to the point. All right, so I've talked about Port Mourant already in some detail. In brief, it is a centuries-old wooden still that is an international treasure and amazing for blending. This particular bottling is from Holmes Cay. It's so distilled in 2005. I'm going to read the data out for you. Bottled in 2020, ex-bourbon casks. This one was number 3 of theirs. That's not a Diamond Distillery cask number. That's just the Holmes Cay one. It's their third cask. 180 bottles, bottled at 56.4%, natural color, unchill filter, the usual stuff. And let's get into this. So, pot distilled rum, but not as it from Jamaica. This is a different animal, right? Okay, on the nose. Okay, so it's gentle. This is not, a big ester bomb like anything in Jamaica or um, really anything else, frankly. Even some of the stuff you get in elsewhere in Guyana. I mean, it's pot. You can tell that it's a pot distilled because of the detail there, but it's very soft. It's very gentle, and very complex. It's sort of oolong, tea leaves, and olive oil, olives too, frankly. Um, some pear brandy, pear eau de vie, not aged at all. That kind of thing. Go back to my review of the Clear Creek pear brandy if you'd like. Um, but also like a couple of just like straight up pear slices in there. Just cut up an anjo pear, throw some in. But then there's you can throw an auto service shop in the distance away from your olives and tea leaves and stuff. So you're getting like tires and motor oil and that kind of stuff. This is very dense. More tea. I mean, you're getting like lapsang as well. A little pu'er. A little tobacco, like flake tobacco, like there are a couple of flakes which are made with a mix of latakia, which is a smoky tobacco, and like Virginia, so it's like smoky fruity tobacco together. That's kind of what this smells like, sort of unlit. Um, little fruitiness, little plantain coming through, like fresh plantain, some Brussels sprouts mixed in there too. So a little vegetal as well. Brininess, but it's also really floral. There's like a flower shop kind of nature to this, which is just. But then like the oak is also there, although it's not really, you know, you can tell it's oak, but it's kind of not, acting like oak. It's acting. It smells like more like balsa wood, frankly. Um, but then like balsa wood, but you've like put it in like someone's vanilla latte, and what the hell is going? But then you're also adding like some birch beer. Do you know birch beer? It's the sort of precursor to root beer. It's a very complex, dense nose, and when I add water to this, it'll get even more so, um, from experience. So I had like half of this before, and it sort of blew my mind. Um, A little history. I've had Port Morons before from the late '90s, but that was years ago, and so I haven't had like a really stellar Port Moran in probably 6 or 7 years now. This is a stellar Port Moran. On the palate. Okay, let's start. I know it sounds like a contradiction to say something tastes aromatic, because aromatic is supposed to be a smell thing, right? But this tastes aromatic. I mean, there's just like funky smokes going on in my mouth right now. Like woods exotic wood smoke really is sort of the dominant note. But also a mix of like teas, different teas. So again, oolong, lapsang, um, herbal too. I mean, just different kinds of herbal teas. Pu'er as well in there. Um, that sort of tobacco-y note, the Latakia Virginia tobacco flake thing. Just throw one of those in your mouth and chew it. It's just mixed around with like incense and just like wood smokes from woods I've never heard of before. Like woods, maybe someone in like New Zealand is growing some amazing wood and they just smoked it and put it in this glass somehow. That's kind of what I'm tasting. But I mean, there's also like the standard pot still rum kind of character, like olive, motor oil, brine. There's a little bit of sort of a vanilla ice cream thing coming from the oak, but not too much. That's kind of in the background. Um, yeah, it's just, I mean, exotic wood is really the sort of dominant note here. It's like someone took a Jenga set and set it on fire. But I'm enjoying it. Uh, that doesn't make any sense. But then like with it, it's like some like I'm eating some wildflowers. I just grabbed some and threw some in my mouth. Um, there's some coffee grinds, some freshly ground coffee. What kind of coffee? Let's say like light roast Costa Rican or something. Little clove, hint of cardamom, hint of allspice. Not too much. Extremely nice. This is it's not blowing my head off with the force of something like a Hamden, um, right? This is much more delicate, but the complexity is just there's layers and layers and layers going on here. So I'm gonna give this a couple squirts of water, and we'll come back to it in a second. Let's see if that did it. I mean, may need another squirt. That was only like four, right? Mm. One, like half a squirt more. Okay, so here's a question: why do I like this, more than this? Aren't they the same thing? I mean, um, potentially. I mean, I don't really know, honestly. It's possible. Initially, I thought maybe this just had more time in wood. These are about the same age. This is 14, 15 years. This was bottled a little bit sooner. So, but I don't think it's the oak doing the extra work here. That doesn't seem. So part of me is wondering: are there? My suspicion goes to the fermentation. Frankly, this one just seems like it fermented longer. So part of me has to be wondering what's going on, down there in Diamond Distillery with the Port Moran still. Are they just, doing? What is the difference in batches? Like, is this different yeast than this is? Is this just getting, a week's fermentation versus like 3 week? What is going on? Um, I don't fully know. I can't tell you. All I can say is that I gave this 85 plus. I still like it. I am still working my way through it, But, I would trade my bottle of this for a bottle of this, without much thought put into it. So let's put this away, and see how this behaves now that it's got a little bit of water in it. I really should be giving this like a good 10 minutes or so, but for the purposes of a quick video review, let's hammer through it. It settles down a little bit. It actually, well, it's still extremely complex, but it's sort of, it's not jumping out of the glass with sort of weird things quite as much. We're still on like different mixes of teas, flowers, tobacco, that sort of weird mix of wood smokes from around the world. But it's also like a little bit grassy, a little bit like a green tea note, like really grassy green tea. A little bit of like a fresh leather, like you walked into the Trafalgar belt factory or something, and you just smelled your way around, that kind of thing. Really nice, just beautifully subtle. I mean, it's a pot still rum, but it's the quieter sort of more understated version of that, and it's just this is I could get addicted to this stuff easily. It's that good. Oh, comes in with a nice mix of sort of slightly floral sweetness. Um, Not really honeyed or anything like that. It's more like a slightly like a seawater and Turkish delight kind of thing. It's dry and then it finishes dry. It's sort of dry and complex and intense, but quite buttoned up, quite understated. Everything but from before, but a little yeah, sort of Turkish delight thing, but also throw in some kirsch. Throw some cherry, eau de vie of cherry in there. Little orange sherbet. The if you go to the grocery store and you go into the ice cream section, you see those little orange tubs. That's a little bit what I'm getting here. Um, and now I'm drinking this. Lots more clove, more of that wood thing, but it's like almost you wrapped some fresh leather around your wood, that kind of, but also old leather at the same time, like leather and old books. Kind of all that coming through on the finish. This is beautiful rum. This is terrific. I do think the price matches its terrificness, but yeah, I'm gonna give this 90 out of 100, just straight up a 90. Let me try this one more time. Yeah, the only thing wrong, and this is nitpicking, the only thing wrong with this is that most of the action is happening at the front of my mouth. Um, there's not a lot happening from the molars on back, which is telling me, that this is still. I mean, they could have aged this for another, 5 to 10 years easily and made it, and it would have thanked them for it. And a lot of the Port Morons from say the '90s or even earlier, which I didn't have. I didn't have any of the '80s ones. Uh, you know, I like those better because they had a little bit more of a mouth filling thing to them. But this is tremendous. Yeah, that's all I got. Go buy it if this is your thing and you got the money. I don't know what else to say. 90 out of 100. Thanks for watching and cheers.